watching Let's Chat.
Now we get to spend a few minutes with Karsten Merrill. Karsten is with Southeastern Orthotics and Prosthetics. First of all, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us, Karsten. All right, you are with Southeastern Orthotics and Prosthetics. First question first. What's the difference between orthotics and prosthetics?
Essentially, an orthotic is something that straightens a bone, and then a prosthesis is something that replaces it.
All right, and you have brought a number of the items that you have made here, and I'm going to just start on this end of the table and work our way down. This is obviously a hand, and I was kind of surprised by the weight of this and the mobility of this. Tell me exactly.
We're definitely getting much better at it. I mean, this is kind of almost like the Luke Skywalker technology as far as actually being able to replace, you know, the function of a hand, and that's one of the biggest things we struggle with prosthetics is actually restoring the mobility that the patient originally had or the individual already had. So, you know, it's myoelectric, so you actually control it with your muscles, and it can open, close. It's got grasp features that actually control how hard you grip.
Tell me the difference between this and one that would have been its equal 10 years ago.
Well, I mean, we've all seen the old kind of hook style.
Sure.
This is something that's much more delicate. I mean, you're running a computer in there, but it's designed to basically give someone much finer touch. If you want to hold a pencil, if you want to use your spoon or your fork to eat, versus the old hook, they're really good for, you know, building houses and working on tractors. And
and as you said, the mobility and the flexibility on these is so much more advanced than it was just a few years ago. All right, next up we have this.
So just a traditional transtibial socket. The interesting thing with this foot is usually with the prosthesis, you're limited to one heel height. This is actually a hydraulic foot. So if one day, say I wanted to wear my cowboy boots, and then the next I want to be in a pair of running shoes or vice versa, it actually adapts and allows for different types of heel heights versus a traditional foot that does not do that.
All right, before I get into a few more of the questions, tell me about this here, which is more of the foot all the way up device.
So this device is what we call an AK. This is what we refer to as an above knee, and unfortunately with an above knee you have a socket that suspends, but then we need to artificially replace not only the knee but the function biomechanically of the foot. And then, you know, suspending this on the leg and then restoring this. This happens to be what we call a microprocessor knee. Once again, it's got a computer in it that actually senses where your body is in space, and it can essentially provide knee stability at the right time.
Now, this is part of your limb loss mobility tour.
This is.
Tell me what this whole limb loss mobility tour is.
So this is the second year that we've actually done the limb loss mobility tour. We actually are kicking off this morning in Knoxville. I think we had around 40 amputees that were registered to attend. And in a clinic setting, you're somewhat limited on how many devices you can try. And it's like going to a shoe store. You know, they've got hundreds of different pairs, but in a clinic setting, you're not bringing in hundreds of different types of feet. So we've sponsored with a couple actually manufacturers, one of them being Autobach, that are bringing in a significant number of feet as well as liners, and it's just and it's not just for our patients. It's an opportunity for anybody that wants to come in. They can try the feet, and they've got characteristics just like looking at a menu. Do you want something savory? Do you want something sweet? It's that whole kind of thing, and gives people the opportunity to do that.
And think about who needs items like this, these prosthetics. I mean, there's obviously amputees, but a lot of folks unfortunately lose limbs like this to diabetes, to wrecks, to a number of other causes. And part of what you do is not just give them stability, not just give them support, but you're also helping give them part of their life back.
We are trying to restore their mobility. Unfortunately, if you undergo a limb loss, it's a very difficult thing to mechanically restore that, and the more we can restore their lifestyle, the healthier they're going to be.
Keep up the good work. Thanks for sharing part of the Limb Loss Mobility Tour with us. Again, this gentleman is Karsten Merrill. He's a regional manager and I have a hard time pronouncing this, an orthotist.
I'm an orthotist.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Find out more about how these folks could help out you or a member of your family. Give them a call, stop by. There's the address right on your screen. And again, our thanks to Karsten Merrill, the Southeastern Orthotics and Prosthetics. Gotta run. See you back here today at noon.